Hello guys and welcome to Wednesday's video here at Mayhem Engines. Right guys, as you know from the past 2 or 3 videos, it's Cosworth Mental Mayhem here. Got the one done for Kevin, that's the short motor with a blue block. That's all done, paid for, he's happy there. Well, had a bit of a heart attack from the build, but a lot more work than we first expected, to be honest with you. But anyway, all done and dusted now. Hopefully it's all going to be good. Got the one built back up now for Kyle. So this is the one where we've checked absolutely everything. Had a few phone calls off people in the know, you know, in the Cosworth world, and they've all said the same thing. Basically, these 2 pipes off the breather there that go into the inlet manifold, they need to be blanked off. All that's going to be doing is pushing crankcase pressure and oil into the inlet, as we suspected, guys, and that I think is the problem. So that's all done now. I'm going to get that on a pallet and Carl can have that back. But over here we've got another Cosworth cylinder head for a customer. Now this is the one that we cut the valves and seats on very recently and give it a skim. You know, nothing major. Has had valve seat inserts in the past, so you can see the exhaust valves sit nice and proud on there. You know, we've had these before where they sort of sit almost flush and they're still all right, but yeah, didn't take much off it at all, so fairly standard procedure. I don't think we had the springs for this. The customers took it away, put the head on, got next to no compression, and there's a reason for that. So when he's brought it back, I've done all my measurements, took all the springs off, measured the valves. It looks like someone obviously has put inserts in the exhaust. I'm not sure about the inlet, but they put them in the exhaust. And going by my calculations, they put them in about 1mm lower than the originals. So although the valves jut out up here looks okay, they're actually not. They're buried in about a millimetre. They've took 10 thou off the valve stem the other side on the inlet and exhaust compared to new valves. The faces are okay. They sort of sit, you know, they sit in there the same as, but almost the same as original. So there hasn't been a mile took off the 45-degree angle. But what I've had to do, the only other way really, apart from putting new inserts in there, is to take a little bit more meat off the back of the valve stem. Put them all in. Calculations are all right because I've turned the cams over and all the valves vacuum perfect. So hopefully now, fingers crossed, that has cured his lack of compression. Just need to look out, guys, and do your measurements before you put it all together and put it on, because obviously there's another head gasket involved now and, you know, a load more time. So bit of a bummer there. Next step for me, guys, is this Cosworth head. This is the one for Andrew. Just going to check all the valves. I meant to do this yesterday, but absolute mayhem in here, and I've been trying to get Kyle's done and out the way really. So yeah, all go. But unfortunately still on the Cosworths, guys, so nothing more interesting. I am looking forward to getting in amongst this 1275 though, to be honest with you. That's going to be a nice little build. That everything's all been done, machined, all fresh, all new bits, so yeah, can't wait to get in amongst that. Right guys, just a little job here for a Wednesday morning. This is the BD14 inlet cam for Andrew's Cosworth that I'm putting together now. So what am I doing, guys? You can see this little contraption here. He's holding the end of the cam, and what I'm doing is machining the end of the cam to fit this aftermarket cam sensor trigger wheel. So what we've got an outside diameter here. This is obviously the locator, so it sits central in the middle of the cam. This is a 12mm external with an 8.5 hole, so we need to put an M8, standard M8 thread in the end of it. So what do we do? Fortunately, in the end of the cam, we do have, from factory or from Newman, there is a dimple in the end of the cam. So what we do is we put our centre in the end here, obviously holding the end of the cam up there, just to have it centre. Then we put this contraption in, which basically runs, you've got 3 bronze heads here. If you undo that, this lot opens up. So what you do is you put it under, you wind up these bronze steadies here. This is what it is, a steady, just so it touches the journal. Then you put this over, and wind that one down, doing this nut up, and then you can pull this tailstock away, and it runs central. So if I just fire it up, you can see that's running nice and central. So then what I've done, guys, is I've run a 12mm end mill in the chuck in the end here, down the end, and that ensures that it locates nicely in the end. And then I've just drilled and tapped M8, guys. So that's what I'm going to do. And then you just put it in with a long sort of bolt and spring washer. And then what I've got to do at the very end is find out exactly where the sensor is going to go in the rocker cover, and I've got to machine a hole there because it comes with a boss, this kit. So that is what I'm doing this morning, guys. Very interesting, and I'll show you what it looks like in the head in a moment. So guys, this is Andrew's Cosworth. You can see we've got the inlet manifold on now. That's all port matched. We've got the Hart plenum chamber there, looking really nice, obviously all cleaned up. We've got all new pulleys on it, except for the cam pulleys. The pulleys down here are all new, tensioner, etc. Yeah, so basically I'm just at the stage now where I'm about to time up the vernier pulleys. So you can see we've got the BD14 inlet cam. I'm going to be pushing late 400 horsepower on this motor. You can see there where I've got my trigger wheel machined into the back of the cam. You've got probably a couple of mil there clearance with the bolt. Lovely. So all I've got to do is in the back of the rocker cover there, got a machine to put this boss in to hold the centre. We'll do that at a later date. Just at the stage now, we're about to do that vernier timing, and then this engine, apart from the sump, which is having a bit of welding for Tom, on one of the bosses that holds the diff. I think it's a bit of a crack there. It's been repaired before, but he's just Tom's sorting that out properly. But yeah, nearly there, guys. But moving on to a bit of more of a negative note to do with the thumbnail and title. So, guys, I'm in a bit of a predicament here. I've been spending the last probably hour and a half, 2 hours scratching my head and driving myself bananas. Basically, we got 2 turbochargers in here at the minute, both Cosworth, one for Andrew's engine, which has been sent off to Turbo Performance, and one for Kyle's engine. So the one for Andrew's engine, so Andrew sent his turbo into us about 2 weeks ago, which has been sitting under the bench. He wants us to get that sent away, get it checked, get whatever's necessary done, etc. And I organise that. Now, before I go any further on to that, let me just explain about our collection delivery services and the way we work and organise it. So we use a company called InExpress. I'm the one that organises all that. Mark and Helen at InExpress basically organise all our parcels, our pallets to get collected from customers, etc. It's all gone through then. So it's all done through email. I've got a sort of history of all the addresses and all the dates, etc. of when I've rang them, organised anything, vice versa, their correspondence with us. So that's all on there. The only company that we deal with is Turbo Performance, that organise their own collection. So that is the only one. All the rest, we sort it all out. So now you know what happens there. Basically, when I want a turbo picked up, so Andrew's about a week and a half ago, what I'll do is send Vince a message. So I've got evidence of me sending the message, or just sort of recollection that I can go back and have a look. I send it him on Messenger saying, got a turbo here, can you pick it up? That'll obviously have the date, etc. So that's what I've done. That turbo's then gone away. I'm going to be honest with you, I completely forgot that I'd even sent that turbo, because I've got about 4 or 5 Cosworths on the go at the minute, plus various other things. There's loads of other stuff that I've got on the go which I don't really put on camera. So it's not just the stuff I put on camera that I've got on the go. So I forgot that turbo's gone. It sounds ridiculous. In the meantime, Kyle's engine, the one with the oil burning issue, I took that off. It was in a video on Friday. You've seen it on the bench there, next to the head, etc., still on the manifold. So when I got in Monday, I took that off the manifold, put it straight in a box. It was a Mar Motorsport box, because I keep all the boxes that they deliver, and I keep them to obviously send stuff like that. So I've packaged it straight up, taped it all up, didn't put a label on obviously, because when Vince sorts it out, they send their own labels. I've messaged Vince yesterday saying, did you receive the turbo? Forgetting that I hadn't even organised the one for Kyle. Vince sent me a message back saying, yeah, received it. Spoke to him this morning, talking about the turbo. All of a sudden, he's going on about it having a GT30 core. And I thought, what's he going on about? And then I said, I'm sure it was a T34 that I sent you. And he said, no, hang on a minute. So anyway, there was confusion over that. We ended up laughing because I forgot that I'd sent this GT30 cord turbo from Andrew to Vince. So that's the one he got, the one that we'd sent last week. Then I said to him, did I get in touch with you Monday regarding this turbo for Kyle? And he said, no, you didn't. So I've got no evidence and no memory of organising or speaking to Vince about this turbo, and he hasn't either, any of them there. I've been on to InExpress to see whether I've organised it through them. The last time I organised anything there was on the 3rd of this month. It was 2 parcels. We've sort of confirmed what parcels they were, nothing to do with turbos. So basically, between Monday having this turbo boxed up and now Kyle's turbo, the T34, has gone missing. So I've been scratching my head for the last couple of hours. We've searched high and low in the workshop. The thing is not here. I've been through some camera footage from inside the building and outside. Can't see any evidence of couriers turning up. Only one, a DPD courier, which has dropped a couple of things off, which we've got here. So where is it? We've got people coming in and out all the time. Obviously, if I'm in here doing an invoice, John's gone out in the van, the big door's open, someone could just wander in, grab a box, off they go. Has it been stolen? At the moment, guys, you're probably thinking, old fire. I spoke to Kyle earlier, I rang him up, told him the situations, because he's been on to Turbo Performance anyway. Kyle's so laid back, he's sort of laughing about it. He said, look, leave it till tomorrow. It could be somewhere, you know, it'll probably all make sense in the morning. But to be honest with you, I can't really see how it's going to make sense. The box isn't here with it in, and I haven't organised, and nor has Vince organised any courier to collect the box to take it into him. So where is it, guys? It's gone somewhere. We've absolutely scoured the workshop. It ain't here. So genuinely, it looks to me like someone's nicked a turbo. Fortunately, Vince has got the bits there to build a T34, so if necessary, I'm going to have to get one built. God knows what that's going to be, whether we can claim back through the insurance or what, but a little bit worrying that someone could just wander in here and take a box. So sounds a little bit drastic at the minute, guys, but I'm going to be honest, it's the only explanation up until now that I can think of has happened. Don't know. The only thing I'm going to be able to do now is just wait a day or two, see if anything comes of it, scour my cameras front and inside step by step, which is going to take me a while just to see whether anyone's come in, because unfortunately where the box was around the corner where the cylinder heads are, the camera doesn't really catch there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to whip through that camera footage tonight, guys, and see if anyone has come in and walks out with a big box. I don't know. A part of me feels like my mind's playing tricks on me at the minute, but I just cannot think where the hell that big box has gone with the turbo in it. Doesn't look very good on us, losing customers' stuff, but fortunately, if worse comes to the worst, we can get another one made for him. But yeah, what a nightmare. But on that note, guys, we're going to leave it there. We're going to see you Friday in another video, but until then, have a great evening. We'll see you there. Take care, guys.